morning and welcome to Collaborate to Co-Create. Did you just look at the intro section and go, ooh, ah, and such lovely photographs of people, of places, babies, and who makes all of this possible? The wonderful photographers who we come across in our life. Do we really look at what happens behind the scenes, how much hard work goes in? Everybody's got their camera in their hand on their phone and it's creativity unleashed. But what makes a photographer different and what makes people take them on as their profession? I have here today wonderful guests here with me who we are going to discuss more about this. And if you have any queries and questions, please post them now. Or for people who are watching later, you can continue to ask us those questions because we are here to collaborate and co create. Let me start with first inviting Sahar. Thank you so much, Sahar, for joining me here this morning and finding time from your very busy schedule of Ramadan and the upcoming Eid festivities. How are you doing today,
Hello.
Sahar?
Hello, good morning. I'm doing good. Absolutely fine.
Fantastic. Next on my list is Melrish Studio. You're the founder, and there are so many stories that I want to hear from you, and we will definitely delve deeper into it. How are you doing today? And is it busy times? What are you doing? What's your latest that you're up to right now?
So I'm doing great. Ramadan is normally a slow month for us because we most of our projects are events, but we are still working on a lot of brand shoots as well.
Fantastic. Angelina, you are the
Hello.
busiest this morning. You are the busiest this morning, jumping from a real meeting into a virtual meeting, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here, Angelina. And you are the owner and lead photographer of Angelina Verghese Photography. Yeah. So one of the
Yes,
things which I'm, please, how are you doing today? Tell me that. Did you get, did you
I'm
find?
doing great. I'm doing great. Just finished a meeting and I'm here on the webinar.
Fantastic. And one of the things which really helped me when I was preparing for this, and I just looked at everybody's name, and we all tout owned media and personal branding so much. And I realized that Sahar Fahd have your own brand name for your photography. Melrish, I know, is a combination of something which I'll ask you just now. And Angelina Verghese, again, you are Angelina Verghese Photography. So we are the true believers, isn't it? Do you agree with me?
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
we all start.
Okay.
Right. So, Melon, let me start with you. You give us a little bit introduction into your work, the name Melrish, and what makes you dabble behind the lenses, remain behind the scenes. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
All right. So Melrish is me and my husband's name, Mel and Arish. So we founded the company in 2009. It's actually more of like out of a negative situation, we brought out photography business. So we are blessed to have started this. We actually started because our own wedding photos were not great. They lacked the storytelling. So that's how we started because we don't want couples to experience what we experienced. Like they're okay photos, they're aesthetically good, but it lacked the story. And that's what we start, how we started photography. We like to capture moments, unguarded, candid, and the real raw emotions. Those are the ones we want to tell, the stories we want to tell. Also did not actually plan on starting a photography business originally. We wanted to start a restaurant and a furniture business with my interior design as a background. However, in 2009, when we had the capital we borrowed from the bank, we were able to secure around 660,000 amount for a restaurant and the small furniture business. However, a business partner ran away with all that money, and then we were left with that big of a loan that we need to pay in 5 years. And that's when we were, because we were also already starting, shooting our friends. Like, why don't you start a business out of this? And it's like what your work. So that's how Melrose started. So out of a tragedy, out of our own experiences, that's how we started capturing, documenting events, and now we're telling stories of people, personal brands as well.
Right. Thank you, Melon, for sharing that. And maybe you could just increase your volume a bit, or am I not able to hear? I don't know. I'm not sure about it. And Angelina, I'm going to ask you next because I remember that when I met you for the first time, you mentioned something about a mobile being mobile. And that stayed in my mind. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Angelina Verghese Photography. And were you always the child who was running around people with cameras? What was that? Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so as you all know, my name is Angelina Verghese, and I'm branding myself as the lead photographer and the owner of Angelina Verghese Photography. So no, I actually I have a mobile studio, which means I come to your location, to your office, to your home, indoor, outdoor. I come personally and I set up a studio at your location. So it's easier for you. It's comfortable. I'm very flexible with your comfort. So that is the ultimate goal, and to give you great images. So basically, I cover all kinds of photography. But I'm concentrating on branding shoots and products and even food photography. I, as a child, I was kind of quiet. I was not really that talkative, but I used to always make an impression. And people who meet me after school for, even after all these years, they still say, "Oh my God, you're still the same." So, yeah, no, nothing fancy about me, but I just love everything creative. Anything got to do with creativity, fun. That is my great interest.
So that is something which is very interesting, because I don't think people ever looked at photography and creativity in the same lens, to use the to use a path. So tell me, Sahar, what was your journey like? And now 10 years, and you've been award winning person. What was the award? And tell me, did you aim for it? Did you think that someday you're going to be receiving an award, or was it just work and the award just happened? And tell us more about the award and your journey as well.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not thinking of awards. I didn't even think I would win any award, or I'm going to, because I don't know, but honestly, for me, photographer, I'm always behind the camera. Coming in front of the camera is always has been, but now, of course, it's been a long time, so I've recovered from that thing. But yes, it was a wonderful award and the Near Market Support. So yeah, it was amazing. I didn't expect to win it, and it was a lovely experience. Uh, so yes, so my journey, yeah, it's been great. I started way back in 2010, and I didn't start with I mostly do babies and families now, but I didn't start with that at that time. I started with events and birthday parties, but I don't do events anymore. So it was a turn when in 2017 I actually rebranded everything, and I said, no, this is something I need to do. I just switched everything completely, and my business turned to babies, families. I mostly do all of that, and I don't know. It was something in me which just came out and said, no, this is what I have to do. I think so. Yeah, it's what I'm doing now, and it's been great. Yeah, amazing.
So let's go back to the fact that I mentioned that now everybody who has a camera in their hand, they think that they are photographers. And let's look at it in the professional front. Like most people I know, not only photographers, everybody says that you need a professional headshot. And then when people want to get headshots, either they say, no, no, I'm camera shy. No, this is okay. My work is enough. What kind of challenges do you listen to at such times, and what do you say to support them? What is your input? Can I start with you, Melon? Can you share a little bit about, do you face these challenges? How do you kind of overcome them for others?
Actually, it's a wide spectrum from someone who doesn't want to post on the camera, in front of the camera, because they don't feel that they're good enough for the camera. And then on the other end of the spectrum, someone who really likes to go in front of the camera, but they would require a lot of filters added, like, so then, so what, as photographers, and I believe Jelena and Sahir would agree, is that we want to capture your real beauty. We want to capture the real you, and flaws and all, you're beautiful. So we believe that you can be yourself in front of the camera. You can develop your confidence. It's more of like, you have to just have the connection with your photographer. It's very important that you connect with your photographer, and those unguarded moments, those smiles. Actually, we want the subject. We don't want it to be stiff. We want the real you to come out, the real confidence. We want you to smile naturally, and that's talent. I think photographers like Angelina Saher, and I mean, real professional photographers have. We can bring out the best in you. We can bring out the confidence in you, and you don't need filters to look beautiful.
Absolutely. So, Angelina, this is a question which I want to ask you, particularly related to you have a mobile van and you say that you go to the place. But when you go to your destination for a shoot or something, do you find, like when you're expecting people, that people will be on time or you can still continue to do your thing. But let's say you go somewhere and people are not yet as ready as what they're supposed to be. How do you deal with those challenges? And I mean, like, how diplomatic do you have to be?
Well, as I mean, I'm sure everybody would agree that time is money. So if a photographer has blocked a certain amount of time for you, which means you need to respect even the photographer's time, because we do have other things that we have planned, or we have to have a systematic way. And the thing is, yes, you can be a little flexible here and there, but not to an extent where you're kept hours of waiting, because I think you need to communicate with the client saying that if there are any delays, you need to let us know in advance, so that we can plan accordingly. Or if there is any delay in just at the venue, then you have to let them know that it will be chargeable. So basically, it's communication is key, and you need to have that always open. And you can't always be very harsh or hard with the client, because ultimately it they're also stressed about their situation, that they're not prepared. So I would say, just you know be patient with them a little bit. Just but customer service is, after all, it is your brand, and you need to ensure that the final client is happy.
Exactly. And I said this in one of the sessions somewhere earlier that the customer is always right even when they are not right. And everybody said, "How can you say that?" I said, "Well, that is what it is." And yesterday I was telling another few group of people that students, in fact, that what does the customer want? Write this in bold and keep it there somewhere, on your table as a manager, because that's what does the we tend to lose focus. So when you say that, yes, being adjusting timing wise, everything is important, but the customer also has to realize this. That is something I think which we need to kind of emphasize again, that it works both ways. You want to have a continued relationship, it works both ways. But having said that, Seher, you've worked with children and cake smash and stuff. The customer has no idea that the other customer how do you deal with that? And cake smashes like once, and then what happens, what kind of photography things that you have to do so that you grab the best moments?
Oh, for cake smash, yes. I mean, it's once, but yeah, I have amazing clients. I would say. I mean, they're repeated coming on to me, and the first child, the second child, third child, the family photography. So I mean, it's amazing. And the cake smash, I don't know. I just love cake smashes. It's something about it, because it's the first birthday moment which everybody wants to capture. I think I did too, definitely. And whenever there's a first birthday, of course, the child doesn't know that much, but those moments which are captured there, they obviously will look back to it. Even the kids will look back to their albums later on, and even the parents, they will always remember that first birthday. So it's always special. So I love to create it, like cake smashes. When I saw it's a thing, I started doing it, and it's amazing. And I think I that's the most thing I do right now. it's something which is really, really, really popular right now, even in Dubai. And everybody wants to do a cake smash. Even I get cake smashes for like not first birthday, second birthday, third birthday. Even they come back to me. So yes, and even because they capture like family moments in the cake smashes as well to get this together. So yes, it's good for them.
So again, working with babies also can be a challenge because they are in the mood or they are not in the mood, and I think you probably need a lot of patience in your
I think that's in
work
me.
at that
The
particular time.
patience thing is in me. But I really, yeah, talking about working with babies, I think I have learned it, and it's like a, you call it a second nature. So I don't feel stressed. Sometimes it's people, everybody. I mean, I think every client I've had till date told me that you're very patient, but I don't feel it because I think I'm working at that time and I know what to do. I know how to handle things. So it normally I haven't had like crazy babies, or I just love them. Whatever they do, like these naughty things, they're running around. They're people. Normally, kids don't crash, and I'm very friendly with them, so they normally don't crash the studio at all. They're like hanging out with me, having fun with me. Even the older siblings, they're helping me with using my camera, taking photographs, and chilling around. So it's a kind of a fun experience around going on instead being stressed on the babies. It's I think more different when you look at it from the other angle. But from my point of view and what's going around me, it's very nice. It's very chilling around, happy moments, and we're having a lot of fun behind the scenes actually.
Wonderful. And work should be fun. Isn't that what we keep saying all the time? Let me ask a little, a professional kind of a question now, in the sense that more and more videos and photographs are getting blurred. There are no boundaries anymore. You have these carousels or you have these reels made from photographs, video. So do you take any special efforts in differentiating between these, making people understand which is more important and relevant? Angelina, I would like to have start with you on this. Could you share a little bit about what is your opinion on this?
So I find that everyone, as you said, everyone is becomes a photographer once they have mobile phones in their hands. So, but they don't realize that when they have a really great picture and they want to get it, printed, um, they're not going to get the same quality. So it is always a task to try and educate the client as to why they need professional photographers. And it is something that um, it's a new trend. The new mobile phones are coming out and stuff like that. So yes, it is sometimes a challenge, um, but I think we just take it as it goes, and only the ones who actually know that the value of a high end photographer would they actually come to one.
So, Melon, a question for you. I know you conduct workshops, yeah, and I've had the privilege of attending one where the importance of the photography, headshots, all this was and it was a beautiful session, including about how to present yourself. It was a lovely session which you had. And what I want to specifically ask you is, in these workshops, there is no salesy pitch as such. There is at the end of it that, if you want to take an offer, you do. But what kind of efforts do you take to bring people to these workshops for them to understand the importance of branding, or of these offerings that you have? What kind of efforts do you take before, earlier on, to get these people on board?
So there's a lot of effort actually behind conducting a workshop because you need to give value that is different from anything that's out there. Although there's a lot of information out there, but whenever we have in-person workshop, there's a lot of more of interaction, and then there's a lot of engagement. But then, of course, you have to give value. Whenever you have a workshop, you have to make it unique and you have to make it relatable to your target audience, so those people who attend. And I like giving. I found it very fulfilling to give a workshop because, the connection and the value that you give to people who attend, they get to learn more, they get to understand the value of being out there and creating content for themselves, having their portraits done, it's a first step for your personal brand to grow. So that's for me, the workshop, there's a lot of work, but it's very fulfilling, and there's a lot of research done. There's a lot of, even logistics, booking chairs, arranging for some refreshments, because whenever you have a workshop, you want it to be an unforgettable experience, and you want them to take away a lot of value when they leave. And no, it's also good for whoever's conducting. It's good for me and whoever's conducting the workshop, because they're set as an authority in that field or industry.
So, thank you for that. Seher, a question for you is you go to family events, birthdays, and I know that there is photography has a lot of paraphernalia and luggage, baggage attached, which you have to carry. How do you manage all that? And what is do you have a team of people supporting you, or do you do this yourself? And if you're in family gatherings, it's late in the night, much later than what you expected. Then how do you manage these situations?
Actually, I don't cover events as such because I do personalized shoots mostly, like newborns, cake smashes, families. So it's never late because I always do it in the mornings. So I'm not doing events which are later, like birthday. Even I don't do birthday parties. I don't do weddings, or I don't do events like small events, engagement, and gatherings. So it's not a challenge. But yeah, I do go out to clients' homes because some people do not like to come to studios. So what I do is I go to their homes. So they like more private kind of sessions. So for newborns, of course, for maternity sessions. So I go to their home. So yes, I carry all the luggage with me. I carry most. I mean, it's a huge 2 suitcases which I carry with me with all my props and their all the small chairs and stools and decor and everything I do carry with me. And yes, I do take help. Like I have a couple of friends and everybody, so they do help me. Most of them, somebody or the other one is how helpful this place is. So if someone or the other is available for me, who comes along with me for helping me along there. So yes, that's how it
Great.
works.
Fantastic. And I was just reading up on some research and preparing for our session today. And I was looking at what are the trends in 2025. And it was from a Lumi website, lummi.ai. And of course, I realized that there were a lot of AI generated images which they're talking about. We'll not go into that today. But I would definitely like to know. So some of the things which they'd mentioned was that retro images, black and white or retro type of settings, previous film settings, those are very popular now. And then of course you have drones, you have underwater, so you have both extremes covered. As professionals, what would you like say to any upcoming new budding people who want to take photography in their as a profession? What are the trends and what should they watch out for? Can we start with you, Melon?
So trends, I do. To be honest, I don't believe in. I mean, like there's trends, they will come and go. But for me, our style is very classic. We want one our three core values is timeless, personal, and real. So we like authentic, timeless, classic, style of photography. There will be trends like AI, generative AI, but you know, um, as a photographer, it's your value increases now, because then the way you capture authentic photos, how you make them real, how you make them timeless, it's a talent in itself, and it's very important now to be able to differentiate your work. When it comes to, like, now there's a lot of AI generative images, how do you make yourself stand out? So it's actually a challenge for photographers out there, and it's a challenge for people to, like, stick to their values, core values, and and value classic.
Right. Thank you. Sahar, what would you advise? What do you suggest to people who are looking up and who want to follow the path that you have followed?
I would definitely advise them to learn a lot of business and marketing in this. This is very, very, very important. And because when I start, honestly, it's when I started, it's like we are artists, so we don't think about that side of when you're starting a business. So we always start with our work and we want to improve our work, do everything about our work. But then the back end, you definitely need business and marketing. I really lacked in this for a very long time, and I couldn't understand how to get along all this, because there's too much. It's too much for starting a business. I'm sure other girls will agree with me, because it's not only taking photographs and editing them and giving them to the clients. At the back end, you have to do all the admin work, you have to do all the business work, all the marketing work. So I would really suggest, if you're starting on, yes, absolutely, you need to be good at your work, but at the same time, you need to look at all the other aspects of your business and your marketing and PR and everything. I would really suggest that.
So we have a comment here, Angelina, before I come on to you. K. Malti says, Happy Women's Day, nice conversation, interaction with experts from Bangalore, Karnataka, India. Thank you so much for this comment, and it's much appreciated. And please, people, those who are listening to us now or later, continue to post your comments, because that's what inspires us. And yes, it is Women's Day, and what better than women discussing their professions, and which is their passion as well at the same time. So, Angelina, very quickly, what do you see as trends, and what do you recommend to people who are starting in this business? What do you think they should be really wary of and careful? Something which people try to get into the trend because others are doing it, but you want to warn them about how to tackle that issue.
So AI is really, taking over the industry, and anybody can create anything. Um, so in the olden days, I think during when cameras were just being invented and everything, so it was something to cherish. Like, I'm sure all the people from the previous generations, our parents, our grandparents, the photography came into being around that time. So when you actually have something on a digital media, you in this day and age, you're looking at something digital. But in our parents' time, our grandparents' time, it was always physical photos. And that is something, it's a memory, and it is something that it's something that you feel and you touch and you experience that whole moment. So I would my reason was to always make sure that you know people can connect to that very moment as to when the photograph was taken, because they always relive it. But when you have something in AI and it's created digitally, there is no connection. So the people are losing the essence of relationships, memories, happiness, the whole uh, aura surrounding a photograph. And it is up to us to actually educate people as to why it is important and why photography is important in for them. Um, and there is latest trends, but if people do want, they can always mix photography with AI and come up with something new, right? And but I would
Yes.
always tell people that, okay, don't believe everything you see, because there are things that are completely AI generated, and people will actually believe what they're seeing. And we don't want that kind of political things that go on. People always, some pros, some cons. So you just be
Absolutely.
careful. But as Sahar and Melon agree as well with me, it is a lot of hard work. And the it's something that we put our heart and soul into it, and we've invested a lot of our time, effort, and money. So we just ask for people for appreciation for something that they can hold such a deep.
Absolutely. And the time that you have given me is so precious. And we are almost 30 minutes into our conversation. I can't believe that we've been speaking for so long, because there is so much more that I want to ask, but I'm not going to do that today. Maybe I'll invite you all back again for another session to share more in deep about, there are so many things which I wanted to ask about the cameras, about the lenses, about the equipment. And my list was like way longer. But it's been such a beautiful morning. Thank you so very much, ladies, for joining me here. And I hope you have a great day further. And looking forward to the Eid holidays, everybody. Thank you. Any last words quickly, Melon? Any last words that you want to share with the audience before we leave and say bye for today?
And just thank you so much, Dr. Shambavi, for this opportunity. Thank you so much to Sahir and Angelina for sharing their knowledge as well. And maybe just more of like if you have doubts on how you want to show up on social media and you don't think that you're good enough or you don't feel like you can do it, you just start by having a photo clicked by a professional and um, maybe just give my social media handles, share my social media as well. So then you can follow us at Melrose Studio. So that's for me.
Right. Thank you, Merin. Sahir, any message?
Oh, thank you so much for this. It's been amazing. Yes, you're right. 30 minutes in, and we are just. I mean, it's the conversation which is like going and going. It's very amazing. And yes, just last word that be real, be you, and just be what you do, what you like to do. And if you want to, I mean, go into photography, that's also if you want to take photographs of yourself. Always be positive and be what you show is, I mean, it's going to automatically show in what your pictures, definitely. So yes.
That absolutely nothing beats credibility. And Angelina, anything last from your side which you would like to share?
Yes, I'd like to say Happy Women's Day. And Dr. Shambhavi, thank you for having us on the show today. It really means a lot. And, we have this amazing platform where you say collaborate to co create. And, everyone thinks that everyone's in competition with each other. But I don't think so because I could work with Sahar, I could work with Melon, and vice versa. And the thing is, okay, some are solopreneurs, and it's a little daunting to do everything, and sometimes we need help. So I'm so glad that we have a lot of women photographers now who are there to support you. And anytime, like women photographers are stuck, they help each other, and we are there to collaborate and co-create at the same time. So I think it's a
Wonderful.
wonderful platform for us women and women rock.
Right. Right. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to go into the solo layout now. And Collaborate to Co-create was definitely a series which I wanted to share, that you don't have to be in competition with people who are there. In fact, you should know who else is there in the market so that you can recommend them when the time comes that you're not able to fulfill a deal. Maybe you're on a holiday, or maybe you have some over commitments which you cannot fulfill. At least you should know who's in the market so that you can recommend them, and in good faith. And that holds a lot. And then this comes back, in circle of life, all these things come back. People who are watching Collaborate to Co-create now or later, please feel free to post your comments and encourage us and tell us what more you would like us to do in these sessions of quick 30-minute conversations which we are having as often as possible. And bye bye, and have a great day and a great weekend ahead.